Good morning. I'm Michael Hall, I'm the principal here at Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. I'd like to welcome you all here today. And at this time, I would like to invite our military recruiters up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon, everybody. If everyone could just please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance along with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Once again, welcome today to our very first signing day at Cuyahoga Valley Career Center, where we will be honoring our students moving on to full-time employment, military service, and apprenticeships. Before we begin our signings today, I would like to introduce some distinguished guests from our associate schools. If you could just please stand and be recognized. From Garfield Heights School District, Superintendent Chris Hankey. From the Cuyahoga Heights High School, Principal Mike Janitovich and Counselor Holly Thrasher. From Independence High School, Counselor Kyle Kovach. From North Royalton High School, Principal Sean Osborne. And two of his counselors are sitting down here shaking their heads no, they don't want to be recognized. Okay. All right. And also from Revere High School, Counselor Elizabeth Long. Also attending today, we have representatives from our communities. We have mayors from some of our 26 communities that our students reside in, and also we have township trustees and other representatives of our community and members of our chambers of commerce. If you're one of those people, if you would please stand and be recognized. This year, I'm happy to say that we will be honoring 30 students who will be transitioning to full-time employment, 3 who have enlisted in the military, and 3 who are entering apprenticeship programs following their high school graduation. I've said for years, and I cannot take credit for this, I heard this at a conference from the state career tech superintendent from Oklahoma about 15, 20 years ago, that career technical education is the economic development branch of the state's educational system. And I think we're seeing the effects of that today, of our students entering into the workforce and becoming productive members to our economy. So congratulations to all of you. We're very proud of you. And with that, did my microphone go out? I can use my teacher voice. I would now like to introduce Julie Jacobzak, our Skills USA school coordinator, who will talk about career technical student organizations. Julie?
Good morning, or good noon. One of the pillars of our administration at Cuyahoga Valley Career Center is CTSOs, Career and Technical Student Organizations. We participate in a few of them here: BPA, DECA, Educators Rising, HOSA, Skills USA. In every program, we work with a CTSO. I'd like to say that there are 2 arms in CTSO: competition and leadership. Competition is easy, right? It's where we find glory. In most cases, it's black and white, it's objective. And this is where we show the region and the state or the nation how well we've attained those skills. But the other arm is a little bit trickier. We liberally call it the leadership arm, but it is so much more than that. In HOSA, it's explained by the 4 core values, and in Skills USA, it's our framework. The Skills USA framework is made up of 3 components: personal skills, workplace skills, and technical skills grounded in academics. Within the 3 components, there are 17 essential elements. As instructors, we use these values and elements in our lessons daily. Not only are technical skills taught, but we add employability skills, such as professionalism, responsibility, adaptability, decision-making, teamwork, communication, and leadership. This empowers every student to achieve career success and delivers a skill set demanded by business and industry that is lacking in many employees today. The National Skills USA Signing Day was last week, May 5th. You know, the day Cuyahoga Valley brought back a record 22 medals in 16 competitions, which was pretty cool. Skills USA students who registered by April 15th will receive a Carhartt hat today. If you kind of see some kids going with that, with the hat, and some not. They signed up through Skills USA. For their signing day qualification, Skills USA recognizes students who are following their chosen career path at a 2- or 4-year university or college, a full-time job, or apprenticeship in their chosen field, which is a little bit different from Cuyahoga Valley's definition today. Regardless of the path all of you have chosen to take, we as instructors and advisors are very, very proud of you. We hope that you take the knowledge you gained here, all of it, and continue to grow on your path. And with that, I would like to get started with Mr. Hayes, our assistant principal and program supervisor, to start the signings.
Thank you, Julie. First off, let me go ahead and start with, being an athletic director and being in coaching business for a little while as a part of my career, to say how much we celebrate our athletes, and we bend over backward a lot of times, I think, to celebrate those accomplishments. And one of the things that we lack in a career center setting a lot of times is that natural bond and unification of our students and our student body through these types of opportunities and events. So I can tell you, as somebody who grew up in the construction trades, has gone through the traditional path as an educator and then wound back into the career tech education opportunities. What a great opportunity for our first time out here to see so many great young people looking at their careers, looking at them very seriously, taking the next step, and all the employers and family members and all the people in our community that support that with our students. I can't tell you, I'm getting the chills a little bit myself because it's a very exciting day for me and for many of our students. So thank you for everybody that made this day possible. I would like to introduce some of our instructors as we go through the process. I'll be introducing our instructors. They will give a quick bio about that student. They'll stay seated and we'll rotate through a couple of different programs as well as students. So be paying attention to that. As our instructors invite businesses up here, we were provided with an RSVP list prior to, but if you were not on that list and you're part of the business supporting that student, please feel free to come up even if we do not call your name. So, students, businesses, please remain on stage until we get through the signing for that group. We'll dismiss you and then we'll go through the next group with that as well. The first program that we are celebrating students for signing day today is through our digital design program. Our digital design program is a program where a lot of our students will be working through not only traditional art concepts, but also through things, computer graphic animation software, to be able to do things such as advertising layouts, digital imagery, online social media, and many more opportunities. Careers in computer animation, multimedia production, graphic design, advertising, social media, and other publications, and a lot of other exciting possibilities exist in our digital design program, who is run by our instructor, Melissa Monroe. I'd like Melissa to come up to the stage to introduce her signees.
Thank you and welcome. First up is Maria Kundra from Nordonia High School. I'd also like to call up Karen Becker, owner of Becker Signs. Maria has excellent grades and attendance and is in the National Technical Honor Society. Maria holds 4 certifications and is Adobe Visual Specialist, a Scholastic Art winner, and competed at the state level for Business Professionals of America for video production. And as of last night, she is the Employee of the Year. Next up, I'd like to invite Lorelei Granger from Twinsburg High School. And her employer from Badline Promotional and Apparel, Dieter Kale. Lorelei has excellent grades and attendance at digital design and holds 4 certifications. She is Adobe Visual Specialist. She won 3rd place in the Regional Business Professional of America contest for desktop publishing and 4th place for digital media production.
Next, I would like to move on to our graphic imaging technology department that is run by Mr. Patrick Rubensaw. Graphic imaging technology is our warehouse where we get to reproduce text, art, photo images through computer imaging, digital conventional offset printing techniques. We give instruction on digital offset and screen printing. Print from everything to books, magazines, posters, business cards, and mass production labeling. Mr. Rubensaw has taken that program in a very manufacturing level direction, and I can tell you that the people that in the industry that have supported us for years have been tremendously helpful in helping with that direction. So I want to introduce Mr. Patrick Rubensaw.
I would like to introduce Jason Still from Brecksville, Broadview Heights High School. Jason has accepted full-time employment with ID Images, a nationally known label company. I would also like to invite his employer, Mike Deggy, to come on up to the stage. Jason's competed at the national level in flexography. He's also received factory training from RICO on direct-to-garment printing and certification from Electronics for Imaging.
And finally, in the Arts and Communications cluster, we have our Media Arts program run by Mr. Bernie Van Tilburg. In our Media Arts program, we are very diverse in the offerings and opportunities that we allow students to explore. I always say it's we have the coolest toys in media arts, and a lot of our students get to learn those, utilize those for a lot of different things here on campus and off campus. We were able to develop those creative skills, gain a deeper understanding of technology behind video and audio production, concept to completion, and when we talk about customer service and creating audiovisual content for broadcast, internet, and interactive multimedia applications. Careers in broadcasting, event videography, filmmaking, public relations, advertising, education, or corporate communications, and more. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Bernie Van Tilburg.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Paige Kliske from Revere High School. She has signed up to represent our nation in the United States Navy. Joining us from the Navy today is Interior Communications Electrician, Second Class Petty Officer Dwight Stoudemeyer. Paige has earned her certifications from Adobe as an Adobe Certified Professional in video design, digital video using Premiere, visual effects and motion graphics using Adobe After Effects, and visual design using Photoshop. She's also heavily involved, remains involved at her home school at Revere in the high school marching band, the concert band. She was a photographer for the yearbook club and currently works at McDonald's in Richfield.
I would like to thank our Arts and Communications cluster, our students, our instructors, and all of the employers that are up here supporting our students and their endeavors into the next chapter of their lives. Thank you so much. You guys can exit the stage and we will invite our next group. As you might be able to tell from the logo, if you've been close to me today, I've already gotten some heat from Arts and Communications and my dental assisting folks. I am wearing a CVCC construction trade shirt today, given to me by one of the finest instructors I've had the pleasure of knowing over the years, and probably the precipice for why we're standing here today. We had an exceptional group of construction trades professionals that have come through our walls the last 2 years. We've been better people for getting to know them, and personally, I can tell you that I am extremely proud of this group of individuals. It is the largest group that we have from any one program on signing day, and we hope to just add to that in the future. Our construction trades program, run by Mr. Paul Urovac, is a place where we can learn about building, remodeling, maintaining and repairing public or private buildings and homes, acquiring basic skills in carpentry, drywall, installation, roofing, masonry, wiring, plumbing, related skills such as safety, mathematics, blueprint reading, and estimating. And I will tell you, we teach a little bit about life in there too. So it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Paul Urovac and a very large group of construction professionals.
Good afternoon. Bittersweet for sure to say goodbye to these guys. I've been their coach now for 2 years, and it's just been an absolute ride for sure to watch these guys grow and to let them and watch them move on to the next stage of life and become part of me in construction is just such an honor. I bring up Lawrence Betliowski from North Royalton. He'll be joining Habrick Plumbing with a representative from Habrick, please. Larry's had perfect attendance for 2 years. He was in the Skills USA plumbing competition, which is a tough one due to the fact that we go against plumbing classes from all over the state. With our help from our local plumbing division, he was able to place second at the state Skills USA competition just a week ago. Larry and his family have been an integral part of Skills USA here at Cuyahoga Valley and what we've been able to accomplish so far this year. So thank you, Larry. Anthony Greco. Anthony's from North Royalton. He'll be joining Elite Concrete. Tony is my outstanding student for the 2 years. Tony has been my absolute right-hand man without a doubt. He is a leader in the classroom, outside the classroom, at sports, at his home schools. If you know anything about Tony, you know that either you want to be him or you want to be like him. And there's no doubt I'm not any different. I could not have been as successful just in the class without Tony's leadership with the guys around him. So thank you, Tony. Nathan Hauser, Brecksville, Broadview Heights. And a rep from Great Lakes Fence Company. Nathan is one of the most independent workers I've had in the 2 years. Sometimes he would have our lesson, we'd disappear in the shop, and I wonder where he was or what he was doing. From the time he was the start up of his junior year, I'd have to holler at him constantly. Do you need my help? Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do? No, I'm fine. That independent spirit is what I think is going to do great things for in his fence career and his future in general. Congratulations, Nathan. James Hughes from Garfield Heights. He'll also be joining Great Lakes Fence Company. James is a quiet student from the beginning, and I would actually say without a doubt, he is probably the most improved student of my senior class. We start with a certain amount of group, usually 24, and it does dwindle down from time to time as people come and go, and the cream rises to the top. And that's exactly what happens with James. As good as he was last year, he came in swinging this year. And it's just amazing to watch him grow, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the future. So good job, James. Brian Howard from Twinsburg. And Tri-County Electric Services. Brian is my class media specialist. He is a state and national teamworks member for 2 years. Last year they placed first in regionals, first in state, and fourth in the nation. This year they went up against a substantially larger group and still took first in regionals and then third in state. As you go up the hallway, there's I don't call it a shrine, but it's a showcase to some of the things we've done in construction trades. And I'm good at a lot of things, but it's amazing if I just let these guys do their thing and show what they can do, how well it turns out. Take a look at the showcase as you go up the hall today. And that's really brought about by Brian and some of the people that he's brought together throughout the school to make that happen. So he did a great job there. Good job, Brian. Thank you. Zachary James, Nordonia. Zach will also be joining Tri-County Electric Services. Zach is probably the construction trades student most willing to help any other student out. It's amazing where I get so busy with so many things I've got going on. I need mentors, and I need guys to assist their other students as they have trouble. I would just be sitting back and hear Zach hollering from across the room, mentoring his fellow classmates, and they're always so receptive to him because he is patient and he is kind, and I really look forward to him leading the business in electric. Good job, Zach. Mark Hupsey from Nordonia. And Simcom Holmes. Mark was also part of the juniors Teamworks team, who also went all the way up to nationals and placed 8th, 7th or 8th, Tony? 7th, I always get that wrong, thank you. Placed 7th on the crazy COVID year. So we had a team of 4, he was one of them, and he decided he wanted to go into a little bit more of the masonry aspect. So again, one of those offshoot competitions that will allow the students to do if they excel, and he has. So he was able to go to state this year, and he did a fantastic job in his masonry competitions. Congratulations, Mark. Ryan Collis, Brecksville Broadview Heights, in Granite Transformations. Ryan is the second half of the most independent crew I've ever had. I talked a little bit about Nathan, but also both of these guys. They're hand in hand. I'd send them out, teach them what I needed to teach them. They went out and did it, and they came back, and they were successful constantly. Do you need anything? What can I do? An incredible independent worker that I know he'll succeed very well out in whatever he's got to do. Good job, Ryan. Nicholas Myhall, Kaga Heights. Lucas Electrical Contractors. Nick's determination to succeed in construction has never wavered one time in 2 years. He's battled some issues regarding how to do things and how to make things work and organization, and never one time frustrated. Just over and over and over again. Never gave up, never got frustrated, and always determined to succeed. And as you can see, as he sits in front of Lucas, he has. Congratulations, Nick. Christian Sokolowski, Brecksville Broadview Heights, and the Carpenters Union Apprenticeship Training Center. Christian is the reason that Mr. Mangus should probably push my contract back a couple of hours, because that boy was with me until 3:30 for the last 2 months, without exception. You can ask Mr. K. He'd come in constantly. What are you doing? Got my guy working, got my guy working, got my guy working. Whether it was honing his skills in a specific aspect of the class or getting ready for his competition, which was the cabinet making competition, which is a straight to state competition. He would work and work and work and work. Instead of a 3-hour class for Christian, it was a 4-hour class every single day. His determination does not go unnoticed due to the fact that I have never in 18 years placed in the top 3 at cabinet making, because it's one of those really technically difficult aspects. Christian placed 3rd, and we welcome him to the Carpenters Union. Finally, Joshua Toker from Nordonia. He'll also be joining the Carpenters Union Apprenticeship Training Program. He is the only junior on last year's senior Teamworks team, which is very difficult. We had 2 Teamworks teams, and we had our 4 from the juniors, and then we had 3 seniors, and he fit right in. That can be difficult because you're not with those guys every day. You don't flow exactly with them like you do with these guys, and he fit right into that team and was an integral part of them actually placing 2nd at the state competition. Josh, great job. I know you'll be successful. Congratulations. Fellas, go ahead and sign your papers. (2022) Construction Trades Program.
Thank you, Mr. Urovac. And please know, signees, those pins are for you to take with you as a keepsake, so please take those pins with you. It's not much that we offer, but I'll tell you right now, it's a thanks to you guys for being a tremendous group. Understand, for those of you out there who are not aware, our typical class enrollment maximum is about 24 students. So to fill half the stage with young professionals that are head off into the construction trades, I can tell you from my perspective and a long lineage of Hayes construction professionals, we know construction's back. So very good group to see, and they've uplifted my spirits quite a bit over their time here. Thank you very much. We are going to move to our next group, which will start with electrical systems. Our electrical systems program is run by one of our newer instructors on campus, Mr. Joe McNamee. Joe comes to us from Local 38, has a great experience over there, and has brought a lot of the true day-to-day expectations and true performance values of the electrical professions to this campus, and our enrollment really has shown a significant uptick in interest level and passion for young people wanting to get into the electrical trades. So it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Joe McNamee.
Thanks, Mr. Hayes. Thanks for everyone for coming in today. Pretty cool opportunity for these young people. I'm glad to be a part of it this first signing day here at CVCC. I have two students here today. They're both signing on with Emory Electric, and I'll introduce those representatives after I introduce Jacob Favozo. Jake goes to Jake is a graduating senior from Cuyahoga Heights High School, honor roll student, football player, now going to be a professional electrician. Jake stood out in my class early with a high level of focus and determination. He had developed mechanical skills working with his dad over the years, and those skills translated into electrical construction abilities. Jacob was tasked with high-level projects very early in his career here at CVCC, and I'm glad to see he'll use these skills in the field. His early placement started in February with Emory, and now he'll sign on full-time with them. Congratulations, Jake. My next student, my outstanding student, is Josh Zanicki. Josh, from day one, was the example of what my expectations are here at CVCC. Again, high-level work ethic. During his junior year, he worked for the maintenance department here at CVCC and was a model employee. Josh and Jake were both students that needed to be challenged daily, which was a challenge to me, and I tried to be up to task as much as possible. But simulating real-world construction is tough inside these four walls, and luckily for me, due to Josh working during his senior summer, he got a paid internship opportunity following our first quarter here at the school. His feedback when he comes back to visit me every few weeks has been priceless, letting me know what I need to teach current students and future students. And again, Josh is a prime example of what CVCC represents. So good luck, Josh, at Emory Electric. And representing Emory Electric today is Tim and Marlene Emery and Jacob Millay. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
Yeah, if I could have you stay until the entire group is announced. Electrical guys. Again, another great group here has really elevated the status of our electrical trades program. And Jake and Josh have been tremendous. I think they're the types of students that as an instructor, you have a hard time keeping in front of them because they're always knocking down the next challenge. So I've watched that happen over 2 years. I miss them being on campus because it feels like they've been at work for a long time already. So next on the list of signees is our HVAC professionals led by Mr. Matt Scheffler. And I will let the so-called king of work-based learning here on our campus introduce his two students.
I don't know, there's a lot of construction trades students here that are out working. So first up would be Nathan Janis from North Royalton, and if you can join us on stage with your employer, Jim, from Haberach Heating and Cooling, or Plumbing and Heating. Nathan joined us our sophomore year on a visitation from Success Academy and blossomed into a great young man and a hard worker for his senior year. Like Mr. Yurvik said, the cream does come to the top, and Nathan is one of those students. Next up would be Lucas. I'm gonna screw this up. Belamius from Independence, and he is working with Zen Industries. And Peter Hallahan, if you could join us up on stage as well. Lucas also joined us from Success Academy his 10th grade year and started off, and he found a passion in sheet metal. And any project that I would give Lucas, he definitely succeeded. And some of the projects I didn't even know how to do, I would send to him and be like, hey, do you know how to do this? And he would figure it out. So best of luck to both of them in their future endeavors, and thank you.
Another perfect opportunity to brag about some of the things that go on this campus. Success Academy, something that Mr. Scheffler just mentioned. Success Academy is an opportunity for freshmen and sophomores who maybe have a couple of different variables going on in their lives, maybe some non-traditional learners, students that haven't found success previously in their current settings, and also students who already know very early on that they want to be a part of what's going on here career tech-wise as a junior and senior. So for some of our students, they have that opportunity, and we become very close with those students. Nathan and Lucas both came to us in that sophomore year, so they've actually been with us for 3 years now. I've gotten to know them very well. I cannot tell you how far both of those gentlemen have come since I first met them, and I'm very proud of their efforts here. Finally, for the signings on this particular cluster, I am going to go with our dental assisting. Our dental assisting instructor is Lisa Theodore. Lisa could not join us today, but she sends her regards. She's very proud of these three young ladies, and I'll be doing the bios for them as they come up with their employers. First off, we have Alexis Baychek from Cuyahoga Heights High School. Alexis is employed by Giggles and Grins Pediatric Dentistry, Rebecca Casera, DDS, here in Broadview Heights. Alexis is quite the accomplished student at Cuyahoga Valley and at Cuyahoga Heights. She is on a roll at both locations. She's class president here at the dental assisting program. She is a NTHS member, and not only that, the NTHS president here on campus. And at HOSA has placed second in regionals and 8th in states. Her early placement started back in January with Giggles and Grins. She's active in volleyball and volunteering. She loves to go to the lake, spend time with friends and family, and has already joined the Kent State Dental Club, which I did not know they had such a thing, so interesting there. Lexi wants to attend Kent State for biology and pre-dental, and become a pediatric dentist. And the employers for dental assisting did not previously RSVP, but if you are here and want to join your student, please do so. Our next student is Faridith Nadachow. Faridith is from Garfield Heights High School, and she is currently employed with Dr. Stephen Cole, DDS, in Oakwood Village. She is a merit roll student, class officer, and she's also competed at HOSA. She transitioned to early placement in January, but has actually been working for Dr. Cole since about August of last year. So, she likes to bake, braid hair, has an interest in decorating and interior design, and hopes to be the first female in her family to attend graduate college. She is going to start at Cleveland State and then transfer to Case Western in orthodontics. And our final signee is Cooper Query. Cooper comes to us from Independence High School, and she is currently employed with Summit Dental in Macedonia. She's a merit roll student. She's been on paid internship since March, serving both pediatric and orthodontic patients. She's been involved in cheerleading at Independence for 4 years and likes to hang with friends and family. She wants to continue with Summit Dental and continue coursework as well at Stark State in dental hygiene. Congratulations. Signees, go ahead and sign. Congratulations to all of our signees. You can leave the area. Please take the plaque and pen with you. Thank you very much. And I've been in your hair long enough. I'm going to give away the podium and stage to Miss Mary Barnes to invite her signees up to the table.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Barnes, one of the other assistant principals, who is very proud to say that I'm representing the Information Technology Cluster, specifically the Programming and Software Development Program. This program teaches students to create software for websites, mobile devices, and business applications. It offers students the opportunity to learn 6 different programming languages and the potential to earn a number of different certifications, mostly from Microsoft programs such as Microsoft Office, Microsoft Technology Associate Database, Microsoft Technology Associate Developer. This program, you will notice, does not have Skills USA hats because this program competes in the Business Professionals of America Career Technical Student Organization. It's my pleasure now to introduce Ms. Jamie Little, the program instructor.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to welcome Preston Crudy. He's a student from Nardonia. So Preston is working at Sohar's all-season mower service, and they weren't able to join us today. Preston is his class president, and he was a BPA state competitor. He's been working at Sohar's since mid-March, and he enjoys his job in the IT department, working with all CVCC alumni from the Programming and Software Development class. So. Next up, Stepan Muka. And Steppen had perfect attendance for 2 years. And I'd like to welcome up his representative from his employer, Noah Cooper, who is also an alumni from CVCC, from the Computer Networking Academy class. Right. Throughout his career, Steppen's been a member of PLAST, which is a Ukrainian scouting organization where he earned his Eagle Scout equivalent. He has also served as a camp counselor and a troop leader. And at Northern Technical Group, he'll be working on mobile computers for area hospitals. Next up, John Paul Schubel IV from Nordonia. And Jack has enlisted in the U.S. Army. Throughout his high school career, he has played soccer. He earned Most Developed Player his freshman year and was a varsity starter. Jack is was a shift manager at KFCM Macedonia and a volunteer soccer coach at the Macedonia YMCA. His goal is to be an airborne ranger. Next, Brody Zach from Twinsburg. And joining Brody is Christian Ra, the CEO of Simplex Systems, and Donna Ra, the CFO, and Alex Dexter, the engineering manager. So Simplex Systems Incorporated, they design and build specialty robotic equipment, industrial control systems. So far, Brody's projects have included completely redesigning their website, converting their machine data collection systems to Amazon Web Services, and working on a plant-wide data visualization software. So, congratulations, programming and software development students. Go ahead and sign.
It's my privilege to introduce our instructor and students from our machine technology program. Our machine technology program teaches students to use multiple machines, CNC, lathes, to create parts for industries that we use every day, such as robotics, aircraft, medical, automotive, electrical, fashion, and food. If we touch it on a daily basis, it's probably been manufactured by a machinist. So at this time, I would like to introduce our instructor, Mr. Richard Parrott.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. It is certainly great to be here. It's really good to see this signing day and be a part of the first signing day that we've had at Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. And quite often, people really have no idea what machining is. And I was glad to hear Mr. Hall talk about all the different areas that we affect. And so a lot of times, these guys that we have that are in our program, they're unrecognized, because they're the ones behind the scenes making the parts that make the other parts and all the final products and so forth. So I've got an outstanding group of young men that I want to introduce. We have 7 signing students and so forth, and so one of them was unable to be here, and that was Logan Jankowski. Logan is a graduate from North Royalton High School and is working as a welding fabricator for M&M Certified Welding Company. So did want to recognize them before going any further. Next, I have Andreas Nathaniel Jr., known as AJ. AJ, if you would start coming up. AJ is a junior in a junior program. He is a senior graduating this year, and he has made the decision to join the Army National Guard. So I'd like to ask his recruiter to come up, Sergeant First Class Acker. Sergeant Acker has come in many times to our program. He's given students an opportunity to look at other different paths in education and careers and so forth. And AJ has accepted that honor, and he plans on doing his basic training and so forth this year, start his MOS, and then he'll be back in class. He plans to finish the course, so he'll be coming back this year, so we certainly look forward to having him back. So congratulations, AJ. Next, I would like to introduce Stephen Rizzo. Stephen is from Nordonia High School. Stephen is graduating this year, and Stephen is one of those students that you just love to have in class, because when you're looking for a light moment or something happy to take place, you can always turn to Stephen and count on him. Stephen is working for All Type Welding and Fabrication, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike DiStallo, if he would come up. Mike is also a former graduate here from the welding program at CVCC in 1978. So, I wanted to give him a big round of applause. Stephen chose to come on to class and every day, and he was working after school and Saturdays, weekends, and this kind of stuff, and he intends to further his work and employment with them and his career in being a welder and fabricator and so forth. And so Stevens also has taken the NIM certification test, which is one of the tests that our students have to take, in which it stands for National Institute of Metalworking Skills, and there's usually about 12 different areas that they can test out. And it's a pretty rigorous test. And so Stephen did complete the NIMS test, so we're glad to see that, and congratulations. Next, what I'd like to do is I would like to also introduce Aaron C. Aaron, if you'd come on up. Aaron went to work this year. He's going to work for Hyson Metal Forming Solutions. I think we have one of the Hyson representative, Matt Rosenblum, and there you are, Matt. If Matt would come on up. Aaron started last year. He is from Garfield High School, and I think a lot of you probably forgot that we've gone through some different trying periods with COVID. We were doing some modified remote education, some in-house education, and so you're talking about a year of everything really being mixed up, trying to get the most that you could get out of the program and get the most out of the education. Aaron took part of that. He was on a hybrid remote, and he would come in, but he would work every day when he could come in. And he decided this year to take advantage of an opportunity to go to work and get into the internship with Hyson Metal Forming Solutions. Matt Rosenblum, want to thank him because Matt has been one of our advisory committee members for quite a number of years. Always offers us opportunities to go out to Hyson to take field trips. He comes in, will speak with the students and so forth, and is always not just working on the skill set of the mechanical skills that we have, but working on those personal and human skills and those employability skills. So it's always a pleasure to have Matt here. So with that being said, as I said, he's one of our employers and has been for years. I'd like to introduce Brennan Valley. Brennan Valley also works for Hyson Metal Forming Solutions. A little bit about Brennan. This, I believe it was 2017, I believe. We used to do summer camps. And so Brennan was, what were you, 9th grade? 8th grade. At 8th grade, Brennan knew what he wanted to do. He came to one of our CNC camps where we built turbo whistles and so forth, got to run CNC equipment, do some programming and so forth, and he knew it was in his blood. So he's been my outstanding student, He also went to nationals this year, and he placed second place silver medalist in CNC technician, programming both lathes and mills and so forth. So, you know, he loves it. He plans to go on into engineering. He received a few scholarships last night. He's a student just really to be proud of. So he's the epitome of machine technology. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Ian Sheehan. Ian is from Independence. As Ian is making his way up, his supervisor from Swagelock, Tim Andrews, if Tim would come on up. Ian is my go-to guy. There's nothing that he will turn down. He is one of those students that if you say, I need someone to come in for open house, or I need someone to help do something to show younger students what we're doing when we're giving tours and so forth, he is always one of the first ones to volunteer. So Ian also has taken the NIM certification test, so he is qualified with that, and he is now taking on a position with Swagelock. So we definitely want to congratulate him. Thank you. Next, I have Ian Whittington. Ian is also working for Swagelock. Ian is from Twinsburg. Ian is also one of those students that you can always count on. He's also a big volunteer. He always keeps everything lively in class. He's one of those that will keep everybody, you know, smiling and talking about things that maybe we shouldn't talk about in class, but he's always a good one to do so. And he's always been a pleasure, and he rises to the occasion every time he gets the opportunity. And so Ian also has taken the NIM CNC milling certification test. He's completed that, and I want to congratulate you with your job at Swagelock. Thank you. And I forgot to mention his supervisor, Scott Lee. Sorry about that, Scott. So thank you guys, and if you guys would go ahead and sign, and you are a great group of guys. You are a true set of tradesmen. So I believe everybody has signed. Mr. Hall.
Congratulations to our machine technology students. It's now my privilege to introduce Mr. Jerry Koenig, our power equipment technology instructor. Our power equipment technology program, students who complete become experts at repairing all types of engines, small, light, heavy duty, 2-cycle, 4-cycle, gas, diesel, as well as hydraulic brakes, electrical systems, power takeoff accessories, and transmissions. The way I like to explain the program is if it has an engine or a motor, they can work on it and fix it. So with that, I'll introduce Mr. Jerry Koenig, power equipment technology instructor.
Good afternoon. Today we are here to recognize two students in the Power Equipment Technology program who are going to go on into the industry and to represent us proudly. My first student that will be coming up today would be Mr. Jake Sinsar, a North Royalton senior. Jake is employed by Precision Environmental. I'd also like to call up representing Precision Pro-Gut, Mr. Joe DiGeronimo. Joe DiGeronimo, are you present today? I had you as listed. Okay, Joe's not present, but let's talk about Jake. Jake here is he started his early placement work experience with Precision Environmental and has now just recently started his apprenticeship with local laborers union 310. Jake is following in the family footsteps as both his father and brother both work for Precision Environmental. When Jake first showed up for school, the very first day of school in his junior year, and I got to see the last name, it went back in my memory banks to my 29 years of teaching here, and in my third year of teaching, His uncle John was actually one of my students way back, who actually worked for Precision Environmental. And last night at the award ceremony for the students, I got to meet the parents, and I found out that even his sister worked for Precision Environmental. So there's a long history there with the Sinsar family at Precision. So Jake himself has also been very active during his high school years, playing football for North Royalton, and belongs to the Letterman's Club. He has been consistently on the honor roll and has served as a class officer. Congratulations, Jake. My next student, Nick Schaub, Nordonia Senior. Nick Schaub has been selected by the Ohio Cat Company here in Broadview Heights, Ohio, to participate in the Think Big program. Nick will be attending the Owens Community College, but before we do that, let's invite up the representatives from Ohio Cat. We have Miss Eileen Toghill and Mr. John Sinarski. Ms. Toghill is the employment manager, and Mr. Sinarski is the product support manager. As I began to say, Nick Schaub will be starting his career with Ohio Cat and has also been accepted as the Ohio Cat Think Big program as an apprenticeship technician. He will be attending the Owens Community College. Nick has also worked in the family business as a landscaper, but finds his passions with repairing and maintaining equipment. During his high school, he also played football for Nordonia High School as a starter, I think 2-year starter. He's also been consistently on the honor roll, has maintained perfect attendance for 2 years, served as the class president, and has recently won first place in earning a gold medal in the Diesel State Skills USA Diesel Contest. He will now represent Ohio at the National Skills USA competition this June. Congratulations.